rock hounders. You went out, walked 2 miles, dug 15 feet down and finally found your log and dug it out and you brought it home. Now you want to know what to do with it. How do I polish it? Well, there's 2 ways you can polish it. Either you can use the flat lap or you can use the wet grinder. Some of the pros and cons about the flat lap. The flat lap, the good thing about a flat lap, you can do multiple rocks at the same time. You can walk away, put them on there, walk away, go to work, whatever, come back, check on it. And some of the bad things about it is you have to clean up after every grit. And it has to be really super clean. And it takes a while to get a shine on a rock. The other way is the wet grinder. This is the wet grinder. Pumps water through and you put some pads on there and you polish. Some of the pros and cons about the wet grinder is, first is you're going to get really wet doing it. So you have to make sure you wear proper clothing while you wet grind because you will get wet. Some of the good things about the wet grinder. Wet grinder, you can do some big stones like this that won't fit on the flat lap. Or you can do the stones that's a little awkward and won't stand up on the flat lap. Today we're going to be doing a palm ball. It's pretty big size and it won't fit on my flat lap, so I will choose to use the wet grinder. So I'm going to show you the steps I will take to use the wet grinder on polishing a palm ball root. Alright, now I'm going to first start, we're going to have to edge it. So I take my 30 grit soft pad and I'm going to go around the rock and I'm going to edge all the rough edges around it. That way it won't get caught with the harder disc that I use later and it won't chip the rock off. So right now I'm just edging the rock with the 30 grit, trying to keep my wheel always rotating in towards the center of the rock, forcing all the material into the end where it won't chip off. Alright, as I'm doing this is a root ball which my mom found in the Pinon Mesa area. This is a pretty interesting piece because I'm believing it's probably a fern root ball, and very few of them are found. I only know of about 4 of them that's been found in this area. Alright, after I finish edging it with the 30 grit pad, I'm going to go and I put my 20 grit steel cup on. Now I'm going to round off the edge of the 20 grit steel cup, still ensuring that the disc is rotating in towards the center of the rock. That way it ain't catching anything and chipping off the edges. This steel cup is it's a cup, and it's where you can go with the contour of the rock. It makes it easier. It's not hitting the edges. It's just kind of floating around on the rock. It's curved, so it really makes it a lot easier when you go and trying to edge these things and without trying to chip up your material. As you can see, I'm still making sure the disc is rotating in towards the center of the material. And what I mean by that is the disc is rotating in a clockwise manner, so I'm working on the left hand side of my disc, throwing all the material towards the center of my rock. Now this is going to take a little while to edge it, probably about an hour or so, so we're not going to bore you with any of that video. But some of the things to think about on wet grinding, some of the problems that I found with the machine. A lot of people say that they have problems with burning out their machines. Yeah, I came across some of that problem when I first began, but I found out I was using the wrong size electrical cord. So whenever you have to use it, and you have to be away from your
electrical sockets, you need to get a electrical cord that's at least anywhere from a 10 gauge to a 12 gauge. Anything higher than that, you'll probably end up burning out your wet grinder. Alright, this is the root ball before we started. This is what it looked like. So let's get back to the grinding now. Alright, now I'm using a flat steel 20 grit shaping disc. What I'm doing here is just trying to shape the top the way I like it. Get all the cracks out as much as possible. Just smooth it up prior to putting on the soft pads and start the polishing process.
Some of the smaller stuff I do inside in my homemade grinding station here. Simple thing, 2-stage, pumps water into it, separates it down to a smaller bin which separates the bad water, and then I pump it back up to my wet grinders.
Alright, after using the flat steel disc, we're going to go ahead and smooth it up a little bit more with the 20 grit cup. All we're doing is, again, just trying to get all the cracks out, make it real smooth so that we can get ready to go with our the soft disc and start the polishing phase. Now we're going into the polishing phase. Right here, this is a 50 grit soft pad, and what you just do here is just going to smooth it all out again. Keep going until you get all the cracks out. As you see, it's getting there. We got a few more cracks in the center there. We'll work them out, and it takes a while. So this is just the start of the 18 different discs that I use, and we're just going to do this all the way up to about 18 discs. What you want to do is you want to make sure between 50 and 300, that is your most important disc that you want to use. And here you're going to make sure you get all them edges. Don't forget the edges, because you'll have a nice polished center and then you won't have a polished edge. So work a lot on around the outside. Alright, here we're going to fast forward all the way past the 18 disc. I know you guys will be bored watching all that. Here we got the final product. It's a 35,000 disc. Polished it up. As you see, it's looking pretty good. It's all shined and nice. Good shine. All the cracks are gone. It came out really nice. And here's the final project displayed in the dip. Really nice piece. Real fun to do. Enjoyed doing it. I hope you guys learned a little bit about polishing your wood. And hey, have fun rock hunting, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.